How was Moscow?
Kamarov is gone. I set him up as a Langley spy. It's quite the scandal at the FSB. His death will not be investigated.
The secrets of the global elite. 5 years of work. Everything we've collected. This thing makes WikiLeaks look like a gossip rag. The pen beats the sword, huh?
I have found that whoever wields the sword decides who holds the pen. Smile, Victor. Your reputation is safe. Now run along. I'm sure you have pretty dresses to attend to. Victor, good luck with the show. I have a feeling it's going to be the one you'll be remembered for.
So, once again, I need to ask a question. Does anyone remember when WikiLeaks was cool? Anyone? Yeah, me neither. Hello everyone, this is day 5 of my probably futile attempt to 100% Hitman 3. We're going to be starting Sapienza today, but before we do, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the plot of what's happened so far. So, as we just saw there, we saw Mr. Viktor Novikov hand over something to a person, and he walked away, and yep, that's all good. In a little bit more detail, Viktor Novikov was either coerced or he met someone or something happened that he couldn't purchase his way out of. He had to actually do something. So he put out a hit on a bloke called Kamarov, who works at the Russian FSB. The person who took that contract was in the cutscene, and I'll not beat around the bush. I know that that is Lucas Gray, and I know he is related to 47 in ways that we will find out. Lucas performed the hit. We heard a little bit in the previous mission about how the target was found in a locked room and committed suicide, in air quotes. And what you just saw there was Novikov paying Lucas for that hit. He handed over a list of, quote, secrets of the global elite, unquote. I don't know exactly what that is. It is not the knock list. It is something else. And then, following that, presumably, Lucas then put out a hit on Mr. Kamarov and his waifu, Dalia Margolis. Why she is being hit, I'm not entirely sure, whether to tie up a loose end or just because, you know, misery loves company and all that. And that hit was performed by Agent 47 over the last couple of days, sometimes very well, sometimes very poorly. Sometimes let's not talk about it. But anyway, that is where the plot is up to right now. This Lucas bloke has bumped off these two using 47, and that was after he approached Lucas to bump off a Russian FSB agent, which I'm pretty sure will never come up in the plot again, but, you know, I'm trying to pay attention to this sort of stuff. So, let's move on to Sapienza. Sapienza is not a real place. It is based on a coast which I can't remember the name of in Italy. It is based on it, but it is not actually a real city. You will not find it in any atlas, unfortunately. But it's a very nice place. You can do a lot of things there. You can holiday, you can relax, you can murder people, you can do anything you want. So let's take a look.
Good morning, 47. Your destination is the coastal town of Sapienza, also known as the Jewel of the Amalfi Coast. Your target is a former client of ours, Silvio Caruso, a brilliant but troubled bioengineer employed by the Ether Biotech Corporation. Renowned for his early stem cell research, Caruso is now reportedly working on a far more disturbing project, A DNA-specific virus able to infect anyone, anywhere in the world. Imagine a bullet, fired in any direction, passing through countless bodies without inflicting harm, invisible and undetectable until it strikes its target. A world of armchair assassins killing with impunity. This is what awaits us, unless Caruso is stopped. Our client, one of Ether's major private stockholders, wants the project cancelled on ethical grounds, but without destroying the company in the process. She has asked us to eliminate Silvio Caruso and destroy the yet unfinished virus prototype. You will also need to deal with Caruso's lab head, Francesca DeSantis, a high-level Ether employee and cutthroat corporate climber who holds intimate knowledge of Caruso's research and could potentially carry on in his place. This is no ordinary contract, 47. Caruso's virus is a serious threat to our craft and trade, not to mention our core ideals. So failure is not an option. I'll leave you to prepare.
So something that I neglected to mention in my summary back there was Lucas hired 47 and the ICA under the guise of MI6. Just thought I'd throw that out there randomly because I forgot to mention it. So we have two laboratory geeks. This one who is developing a super weapon. This one who can potentially take his place. And we've also got to actually destroy the DNA-specific virus. So I've got three targets here. One which doesn't move, and two which move. So let's have a look. We'll start in the main square because we can start in this quickly. I've never been a fan of that suit, so I have the gloved suit, which I've got because I've done the elusive target for Sapienza. It is exactly the same, except he is wearing a pair of gloves. I don't think the gloves make you aim any better. I don't see the winter suit. It must be an unlock further on. Whatever. Let's go with the Raven suit, and I will take a fairly typical loadout. I'll take a silenced pistol. I will take some coins. And I will take the lockpick. And we can't bring anything in here. Yes, we can. That's very interesting. What should I bring in here? I'll bring in the fiber wire. And we'll start from there. I don't think I will use the fiber wire on this run, but it can't hurt to have it.
Welcome to Sapienza, 47. It's the square. The bioengineer suffers from acute travel phobia, so the Ether Corporation has installed a state-of-the-art field laboratory somewhere below ground. Expect security levels to rise as you get closer to the virus. Good luck, 47.
I'm just waiting to see if the newspaper is actually going to render at the proper DOF. Nope, I think that's a lost cause. Oh, there we go. And this is Sapienza, and it was the second level released in the main Hitman game, and honestly, it's one of the best. There's a lot to do here, there's a lot of empty space just to play around with, and it looks visually gorgeous. So both targets are in the mansion ahead of us somewhere.
I wish I could let you through, but I can't. We're really dressed for the occasion, but we have increased security at the moment.
Caruso, you know where it is. Big mansion up in Sapienza, richest family on the coast. Come on, Dante, just do this for me. Those flowers have to be delivered today, and Mr. Caruso is a loyal customer. If we lose his business, the boss will fire me for sure. Come on.
Today is the anniversary of Isabella Caruso's death. Silvio Caruso will be visiting her grave and has ordered a fresh bouquet of flowers. His visit would be a good time to catch him alone. That is, provided the flowers ever arrive.
So this is the first mission story that I'm going to do, and I am also going to do one for, I can't remember her name, that's terrible. Francesca? Francesca. No one saw that. And this one certainly is one that I'm not sure how to silent assassin, because what I need to do is I need to take a florist disguise. And I've got two choices. This guy?
Fine, forget it. I'll manage somehow. Wouldn't want to be a bother. Yeah, I know I gotta tell her about the accident. I'm working on my story. Yeah, later.
Or this guy?
What are you talking about? I stuck out my arm. It's like a universal sign language. You should learn it.
Hey, look, I didn't see you, okay? Damn sun was in my eyes.
Well, get some shades, Dumbo. Christ, one more inch and...
I know. I'm really sorry. Hey, are you all right, buddy?
Yeah. I'm fine, okay. It's a close call, but I guess I could have signaled more clearly. To tell you the truth, this might cost me an arm and a leg, and I'm more worried about it than me. You know.
Well, we could always blame an animal. A bird or something, maybe. It swooped right in and attacked you. I barely got out of your way. Force majeure kind of thing. Nobody's fault.
Bird, huh?
Yeah, well, look, we'll figure out something, buddy. You just wait here while my partner deals with our boss, okay? You can hitch a ride with the tow truck.
I really need this bloke to move away.
Ma'am, it's Ennio. No. The van. Almost went over a cliff. The tree we ran hadn't been there, but, boy. Oh, no, not a drop. No, ma'am, I swear, not in about 5 years. So, no, what happened was there was this seagull. Crazed, probably starving, I mean, maybe dying. You know how they only come near the coast to die. Really?
Is that real, chap?
Is the other way around? No, I'm pretty sure that... Look, anyway, this seagull, demon straight out of Hitchcock, it comes swooping down from out of nowhere and attacks this cyclist, like head on. And this poor guy, he swerves right in front of me. And I had a split second to react, and I guess those judo lessons from I was 8 just paid up because my reflex, they just took over, and bam, lightning fast. I yanked the wheel, I hit the brakes, and I saved this, I saved the guy's life with only minor damage to the truck. Well, minor to medium damage, nothing a coat of paint isn't gonna fix. Might need a new hood. The engine should be okay. Look, the point is, oh, the seagull. No, it just flew off. Probably saw out in the bay. I don't know. Seagulls. A fish. Yes, probably just flew off to grab that. So, yeah, that's that. I'm afraid. Looks like Enrico and I are just we're done for the day because we have our own tow truck. How long that can take? Oh no, come on! I'm not a hero, man. No, I did what any man in my situation would do. Maybe not any man, but yeah. Okay. Good day to you too, man.
And this smug guy's just standing next to him, smoking a cigarette, going, yep. Alright, I need to grab one of these two, and there's nowhere to hide the body. I mean, there is one place where you can hide the body, and that's down there, but that would actually turn the body into a body. But I think it's what I have to do. I don't know if there is actually a way that you can do this without breaking a few eggs, so to speak. I'm just going to wait to see what you do.
Nice day for it, isn't it?
I don't think I can, but I'd love to see on a later run if I can actually steal the cyclist disguise. I don't think I can, but then I know I've never got 100% of the costumes on this level, so we shall see. I'm pretty sure he will be found at some point. But anyway, we are a delivery person now, and we have a bunch of flowers. And we're going to deliver them coincidentally to our target. We'll just walk in through...
For Silvio Caruso.
Coincidentally to our target, but we have a problem, and that is I am carrying a gun. And guns are not allowed. So what I need to do is I need to stash it somewhere.
So, what should we do later? Ether sure is amping up security around here. Bit of overkill, don't you think? Just protecting their investment. They've put a lot of dough into this project, whatever the hell it is. And competition is fierce. A lot of industrial espionage as well. I read a lot. Then why not place the lab somewhere more secure? It's Caruso. He's a bit eccentric. Well, you met him. Apparently he's got travel phobia and doesn't like to leave his home. He's their golden boy. So Ether just went and... We just need a second here, mister.
I'm not disturbing you, I'm just taking some coins off that plate. Is there somewhere I can stash it, or do I just need to literally just drop it somewhere? Okay, well, I know that this little store here is unoccupied. And this is kind of what I like about this level. There's so many little nooks and things which have no relevance to anything, but they're here. You can just play with them if you like. So I'm just going to drop the gun here. And now we will go for the frisk. And then we will, as per the guide, talk to the butler.
Should just take a minute, no need to worry. We're the good guys, right? Thank you. Have a good one, sir. Been a month already, huh?
Love that fountain.
Time is of the essence for you guys. Chop chop, son.
Flowers for Mr. Caruso?
Ah, excellent. You can leave them on Mrs. Caruso's grave in the garden. Come along, I'll show you the way. Such a devoted son.
Okay, we have a security camera here. There are quite a few cameras around this level.
That is Silvio Caruso.
And we're about to pass through one here, and I don't have a gun, so can I avoid it?
So, down the stairs near the cliff. You can't miss it. I will inform Senor Caruso. He will be pleased, no doubt.
We will deal with the cameras later. So heading down here, we can't miss it. Indeed, we cannot. And we were told to lay the flowers on the grave.
Good work, 47. This should keep Caruso distracted for a while.
A screwdriver, a hammer. The shovel can't be hidden in our inventory, so I'm not going to do anything with that. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to find a hiding spot. Like here, maybe. And we'll just see what happens. He's going to walk straight into me, so that is no good.
Can I please have a moment without you people breathing down my neck? No, don't argue. Just get out. If Ether wants to play, they can send me a memo. Go!
You don't exactly sound stable.
Lovely. Leave now.
We have one on the left who may be watching, two upstairs who are guarding the place very efficiently. And I'll just make a save in case something goes terribly wrong, but I can't imagine that it will. I don't have the fiber wire, so I'll have to either subdue him and break his neck or do something else. But let's have a listen to see what he says.
I will make my mark on this world.
You always said I thought too highly of myself. You were wrong. I know what you went through alone in this mansion. Husband, dead, abandoned by your favorite sons. Single mother to an unlovable child. You were smart. You had shown such promise. Could have become anything, but you settled for a life of convenience. And when you finally realized your mistake, it was all too late. Well, guess what, Mother? Worse fates than yours have befallen members of the human species. Others have managed to bear the burden more gracefully. You made me feel I was worthless. I will never forgive you. Part of me wishes you were here, Mother. So I could smother you all over again.
Okay, well, I no longer feel any guilt about what I'm about to do. Rough. Okay, I think that's it for your dialogue, so let's just do that. And I don't feel like snapping your neck. I feel like dragging your body over to this. What is that? Does anyone know what that does? I can put his body into it, but normally you can't put his body into containers because that obviously precludes you from killing him. However, this is a special container.
Target down. Next up, Francesca DeSantis.
That's just not right, man. I mean, I feel like it would have been more merciful to just break his neck. That's no way to go, seriously. So I have some free reign over the back of the mansion, but I don't have much. This is not a very powerful disguise. So I'll just be a good little delivery man and I will make my way.
Cable guy? No, the delivery guy, right?
You're not funny, dude. I'll just make my way out the way I came and figure out how to take out my next target, which will be just as simple because I'm also following a mission story. I just want to wait here for a moment to see what these two people do. It will make sense on my silent assassin suit only run. Okay, that answers a very important question that I had, but we'll get to that.
Dr. Lafayette speaking. Just so. I'm outside Villa Caruso now, enjoying a coffee in the sun. Lovely town. So, anything I should know about Dr. Caruso before our first session?
Yeah, about that.
Anxiety attacks, his genophobia. Very well. Don't you worry. Caruso is not the first troubled genius I have turned around. Just look at Jordan Cross. I'll have young Silvio calm and serene in no time. And you as well.
So that actually is another mission story that you can do, and he mentioned genophobia. I don't know if that is actually the correct pronunciation in English, as in American English versus English, but I did look it up because I wanted to see if it was exactly what I thought it was, and it turns out it isn't. All that means is fear of women. And having heard what we just heard at the grave, maybe that plays a huge part of it. But anyway, this bloke looks very similar to me. I can't imagine how that would be helpful later on. So this here is a massive, like, town hall style building. There's a couple of floors. There's a ice cream place down on the bottom. It's a really nice place, and it's surprisingly depopulated. There's not many people in there. And this is another example of an area in Sapienza where they introduced targets and escalations later on. And it's unfortunate that not all of the escalations actually made it over, because... I'm fine. Because there's a lot of stuff that you can do in here, but in the main mission of Sapienza, there's really not that much in here. You just have all these empty rooms. The real reason I'm up here, though, is I need to look up a floor or two, and I want to see where the security... It's right here. There is a security camera right here. And it is not moving. So this is a problem. We can't just walk through the security camera and delete the evidence afterwards, because it will still count as a trespass.
What an idiot!
There is also a camera here, and this is on the other side of the door where I just was, at the stairway. If I could get rid of that camera, I could get outside and then up to... Where would that take me up to? I'm just thinking ahead a bit, chat. One moment, I just wish to see if... It is still available. So if I were to take out the camera at the bottom of this stairwell and then break in with the lockpick, in this room here, I can head out here, and I believe there is a place where I can climb up, like so. And this is going to take me into a hippie's place. And I just can't pass up the opportunity. How do I look? How do I look? I look great. Pick up cannabis joint, I look even better. Unfortunately, you can't use that as a weapon. It works as a sedative, which sedatives aren't very helpful in this game, so they have their uses, but only in very specific places. So we're actually not trespassing as the Bohemian, so I will switch back to the hippie. We'll have fun for a bit, and then we'll switch back. But this also acts as an interesting sniper position. You can see there, I almost have a direct line of sight. Well, I do have a direct line of sight to Francesca, and I may or may not get a direct line of sight to Silvio on future runs. So the whole reason for doing that bit of run around is because of this camera right here. This camera is blocking the stairway, and I'll need to shoot it at some point on my suit only run. But we need to make our way into this room here. We've picked up a crowbar from somewhere inside. We can use the lockpick. We just need to make this guard go to sleep for a little bit. And behind him is one of the 2 security recorders that I am aware of in the level. And the other one is deep within the mansion. And doing that allows me to wander the level a lot more freely. So, on the showstopper, there's no one here. There's literally no point to doing that whatsoever. But it's there. And down there is a square, which we were at the start of the mission. The mansion, which we've not fully explored. And then there's a whole section of town over here, which we haven't looked at. The church, the houses, some of which we can go into, many of which we cannot. This level is huge. And it's unfortunate that the showstopper mission only requires us to look at part of it. But that is what all of the challenges and explorable stuff is for. Make love, not war. You do you. So I'm not sure where the bodyguard will allow me access to go. Everywhere, anywhere, no idea. We'll find out. Salvatore Bravuma? I don't know, I don't speak Italian. He will turn up in a later mission. Yep, and we're in the back side of the ice cream shop. You're just asking to be pushed.
So pretty. Here, it reminds me of cotton candy, and it reminds me of a little skirt that I wore when I was a little girl. I'm gonna get the pink, 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 pink. Okay, I'm definitely gonna order the pink, 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 pink. I hope it tastes good.
Jesus, it's just ice cream. Pick vanilla.
Oh, please. I don't have jobs. I can wait.
Looks delicious. It's probably also all been poisoned to get this run done, or at least another part of this run done. There's a random shop here. There's absolutely nothing in it except for a coffin where we could potentially hide a body or two. Got motorcycles that you can use to create oil leaks, which may or may not be used to create explosions. Thought I could pick that up for a moment. Shop key. That's awesome. We've just broken into said shop. But yeah, so much random stuff on this level. So the person we need to investigate is right here. This bloke having a nap. Let's wake him up. And curiously, he is an enforcer, which means he can see through my disguise. I can't let myself be seen by him. What's he doing?
Santos, Sal Falcone. Sorry for the delay. I needed to tie up some few loose ends. Yeah, I just got into town. Down at the pier? Sure. Straight away? All right, no time like the present. See you in a bit.
According to our research, Sal Falcone, a private investigator from Milan, has performed services for Silvio Caruso in the past. The question is, does Falcone still work for Caruso, or does DeSantis have an agenda of her own? Only one way to find out.
Sexy voice. Tight security, man. Get to know.
I can imagine this will result in at least one unconscious body. So here's a PI. Don't know who he's working for. And that's basically the gist of it. And he's going to meet our second target on the pier, outside of the mansion, presumably.
Man. Good job.
So we need to disguise ourselves as the detective, which means we need to indeed make him unconscious, strip him naked, and wear his sweaty, stained clothing. But the question is, where do we get this guy?
Have a nice day.
You too, man. Where do we grab him? Because this balding dude is following him. And we're out on the streets. We can't really, just gank him and hope that no one notices. So we'll just be patient. Bearing in mind that he is an enforcer and he can see us at any time if he turns around.
Respect. Are you kidding? Take a page out of the history books. No, man, whatever they're doing over at Villa Caruso, it's got them scared shit.
I'd love to listen, but I need to follow my target. So we're down at the church.
Yeah, it's Sal. once a cheat, always a cheat. Trust me, Curly, there's nothing I would like to do more than follow your wife around town. Again. But, you know, I'm on a case. Down in Sapienza. Didn't Marlena in reception tell you? Ah, Christ, you know, what do I pay her for? Anyway, I gotta split, Curly. I'm waiting for an address here. Look, I'll give you word when I get back. You know, we'll shoot some pool. Get you back on your feet. All right? Oh, Curly, you human punching bag.
Whoops. Okay, he has gone into a toilet to do what he does best. And I am now going to do what I do best. It's so convenient that they've got these coffins right next to toilets. Seriously. Okay, we are now a private detective. Or a private dick, as the challenge is called. And we now need to meet Francesca at the pier, like we heard on the phone call. You can see that she has left the mansion. That huge sprawling thing up there, which we'll need to look at in further detail. And she is down on the pier waiting for us. It's so nice. Just, you know, don't look at the sewers one beach across.
Nice day for it, isn't it?
No doggos. Aww.
That is Francesca DeSantis.
How you doing?
Good thinking, 47. This is one time the dame won't fool the detective.
Ah, Mr. Falcone. Looking slightly out of place.
So, what's this about?
Oh, walk with me. This is all too public for my tastes.
I just remembered I still have not gone back and picked up my silenced pistol. So I do want to get the straight shot, but I'll need to do it loud and I'll need to load and do something silent. You people are way too trusting.
This is far enough. Mr. Falcone, what I am about to ask you might be highly unorthodox.
Go on.
About a month ago, Silvio Caruso hired you for an acquisition job. I need to know what exactly it was you acquired and why.
I'm afraid I can't do that. PI confidentiality.
I am willing to pay you handsomely. You could retire. Hire others to dig through garbage.
Don't think so. I like to get my hands dirty.
If you wanted to claim the moral high ground, you could have done so over the phone. Saved us both a trip. If you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Okay, let's just get this one out of the way. Unfortunately, she will be spotted immediately. So that is no good. If I was carrying my silenced pistol, I would be good, but I don't think about such things. But we'll just get rid of her silently now and dump her body somewhere where it will not be found.
Down. Now destroy the virus.
And she drops a
Entering the
keycard.
ether lab requires a keycard and a uniform. Luckily, it seems both are within reach.
And the keycard is essential to get through a couple of doors if you don't want to sneak around or destroy this wall or something like that. Damn, okay, I was expecting that at some point. I was absolutely expecting that at some point. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier. But that at least gives me the opportunity to go back there and survey the scene and grab my silenced pistol. And I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? This here is a sort of balcony just underneath the mansion, and it leads to a couple of shops, and it also leads to a back entrance into the mansion. I can't actually go back through the town from where I am here. I've got to go downstairs, either down there, which is where I just was, where I killed her, or I've got to go through these areas here. I don't think I've ever made a kill in here as well. This level's massive. There's so many areas. So many which you'll just never use. Disguise store clerk. I don't think I've ever used that. It's kind of similar to the stylist disguise from the previous mission. Disguise kitchen assistant. This leads into the... it's into the other shop. Okay, fine. I hardly ever come in here, which is why I'm looking at this going, where the hell am I? Yeah, that leads nowhere. We've just done a loop. So at the back of the shop downstairs, there is also a set of stairs leading up. And by up, I mean the other up. Where is the entrance into the mansion? I could have sworn there was an entrance into the mansion from this area. Was I imagining it? I must have been imagining it. There's this entrance here, but that involves blowing up a wall. Yeah, I think coming into here was a complete waste of time. I have to come in here at some point just to tag the place on my map, but as far as the mission goes, I think coming into that area of shops is not worth the effort. There's no reason to do it. That set of stairs basically is a trap. But I will try going up here. Aha, and this door here, we've definitely got a key to this door. This is the ICA safe house. This is another place where you can spawn when you start the mission. I think specifically you can spawn on this balcony. And there are some interesting things in here. There is an explosive golf ball. And we did see someone playing golf earlier, so maybe they... And there's also an agency pickup. The fiber wire, which is useless. And there's also a mission story that initiates from the apartment just upstairs, which we'll get on a future run. This one, in fact.
You need to get down here now. You'll be late for your first day of work.
Relax. It's all good. Just gotta put some pants on.
No, it's you who should relax with that attitude. I got you this job. If you disappoint Chef Marcello, I will disappoint Chef Marcello. You got that?
Oh, please. Like, you want to wait on that weirdo Caruso for the rest of your life? Come on, you gotta think big, sis. This, man, all this here is just temporary.
Hey, show some respect. That weirdo is our boss and pays the rent. So get your act together, help out with lunch, or that weirdo will kick you out the door before you know it.
Okay. Don't get it. I'll be right there.
I don't even know why I bother. Okay, better get back to work.
Let's go get our pistol. Oh god, what are you doing here? Someone had better not have found my pistol. Someone found my pistol. That's something else that I've never actually known about. How did you get your uniform back? Have you got spare uniforms in there or something? I left you naked in the bushes and you're just there, standing there like nothing ever happened. Yeah, this shop, I could have sworn no one ever passed through that shop. Someone has been in there and spotted my pistol. And I'm not sure where it will end up. I don't need it, I just really want that pistol back. That pistol is a large part of me. There it is. Keep walking. Okay, let's go find this virus and let's get this mission done.
Okay.
So my disguise does not allow me into many areas of the mansion. We will need to work our way downwards, find some new disguises and destroy the virus. So I did find a security card, but it won't let me into this particular door. But fortunately, there is a very easy way around that.
Yes, definitely. Come back later and I'll have it ready. Ciao. Please come in.
So this here is just above the balcony, and there is a gaping hole in this wall, and that's the other side of the keycard door. So that lady is still... Do heels lace up like that? I don't wear heels that high. I don't know.
Chef Marcello. I'm the new kitchen hand. Sorry I'm late.
You're damn right you are. Never mind. Yeah, you can finish this tomato sauce. Maybe you can get it right. I seem to be confused. When you're done, ring the dinner bell.
Sure thing, boss. I'll give it some love.
That beard, though. Or that moustache and goatee. We've got some rat poison. That will come in handy. God, that music's awful. Okay, so we've got this courtyard here. Let's see if we can head downstairs through... There's a downstairs here, which I don't think leads to the area where I want to go. We're not trespassing yet. Yeah, this leads down into the wine cellars. And there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do down here. So there is a security guard ahead of me. I have no idea if walking in there is going to constitute a trespass. So I'll use the window. Yes, it does. I'm glad I did not walk in there. And this area is sort of like, almost like a guest house. Francesca's bedroom. Almost like a sort of guest house which is attached to the side of the mansion. There is an observatory up there, complete with a dome. There's a whole bunch of surveillance equipment here, but not a security recorder. Lots of coffins. Or one on the lower level, but there are plenty more up top. A VCR. If you don't know what a VCR is, you're probably too young to be watching this chat. The upper level, which has like a little museum of sorts. Another coffin. A giant solar system, which may or may not be shootable. Another coffin. This thing here, which lets you open the observatory dome. And a, honestly, very cool telescope. And another coffin. And a VHS tape. Again, if you don't know what that is, you're probably too young to be watching this. But really, the reason why we're here is to head downstairs. And that's the balcony. That will come in handy later on. And another coffin. This security door looks much more serious. It also has a keycard reader, and we have the keycard.
Ether's field lab. You made it. The virus prototype will be close by. Look for some type of quarantine unit.
And we are now in a hostile area, which means we will not be asked any questions. People will just shoot us. We can see there's an entrance here, which on the map, the wine cellar is ahead of me. So there is another entrance from the garage into this area, but it is heavily guarded. There is the entrance which we just used, which I will reuse in the future many times. A set of stairs here. And a sort of guard post over here. As well as some more stairs down and an area behind him. So first things first, I am feeling very uncomfortable in my current disguise, so let's fix that. I do not care that he saw me, I've already blown the silent assassin. What disguise was that called? Biolab security. Grab your shotgun so we look the part. And there's another keycard here, which we don't need. And we can see a whole bunch of little prefab security buildings around the place. And that there is where the virus is being kept. There are a number of ways we can destroy it. I'm going to do a fun one to begin with. So this here is an external path. I think this leads back to the grave site? It does. So if I wanted to, I can get to here really easily just through this door. But getting the security card at the moment is the hardest part. Just take a look down here, and that's bad.
Case of the lumbago.
You're not having a conversation, you're just hanging around. Rat poison, not useful at this stage. This here, it was on the other side of the place where I killed Francesca. So that is a very easy way to get in, but it is very loud. And this here seaplane is a pretty good escape route. So all we need to do is go in there, destroy the virus, make our way back to the seaplane, and we are good. But there are enforcers everywhere.
Oh man, this guy is something.
What?
Is he your buddy? Well, you know him?
You, stop.
Just helping out, you know. Okay, let's hide his body. And we will clipboard, lab safety protocol to prevent disastrous outbreak. Kill switch has been installed. The laptop that controls the kill switch requires an access dongle, and the scientist who holds this dongle has left a note that reads, "Go to church." Gone to church. Destroy virus, missing biolab laptop dongle. I do not know which scientist carries that at this point in this mission. But I know where to do it on the SASO run, so we will make use of that. Let's see if we can get inside this virus chamber. But first I need to drop this shotgun. Scientists are not allowed to carry shotguns. So I need to make my way into the door directly ahead.
Yeah, so this is where Mr. Sanchez keeps all the research data.
Why? We all signed an NDA the size of a boat.
Yeah, well, there was an incident a while ago. The researcher made a copy of the hard drive and started selling it to one of his competitors. Got us all killed. Luckily, we all got the job. Just seriously don't get anything. They're in the middle of a test. They don't want to interrupt their data.
Right.
Nothing unusual there, just corporate shenanigans.
Kill them to get a decent fiber optic connection down here.
Nothing like that has ever happened in the industry where I work. More keycards. There are so many keycards. Danger, biological hazard. We can't actually go in there. That is a hostile area. We will get shot if anyone sees us there, but also it is actually highly dangerous, so we need to protect ourselves. And there it is.
In a sealed container. The virus prototype.
So we've got 4 people to deal with, 1 just left, a second one is leaving and they're just wall hacking that door here. So this seems like the ideal opportunity. What I need to do is distract them somehow. Blend in. I can't poison the rats. I don't have rat poison? I could have picked up at least 2 batches of rat poison and I didn't. Sabotage computer. That sounds useful. What about this? Manual override bot arm.
Warning, dangerous compound.
What happens if I mix the 2 reds together?
Dangerous compound. Processing.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Test sample incompatible.
Oh. Okay, you looking? No, let's do that.
Warning, temperature rising.
And there it goes.
All objectives complete. Now head towards an exit.
This has to be a mistake. Holy shit. Shit. Oh.
I like the way it's sort of shattered and left a blood stain on the outside of the glass. I have no idea how that is possible.
So I'm officially in charge now. And I don't want anyone until we know how bad the damage is.
You're good. It's okay. Don't worry.
Get to work. I expect a full report within the hour.
No one is telling either of those two anything. Alright, let's get out of this stuffy old suit. And we now need to exfiltrate. So there's actually quite a few ways you can destroy the virus. There is a stalactite up there. You'll need to be in the exact... Oh, you're going to block my path out, aren't you? Ah, you are a troll. Anyway, if you have a handgun, you can shoot this down. You need to be in a certain position to shoot it, and I think the position is just on the other side of those 3 guards. There is a panel directly behind these two. You can just make out the square that you can interact with to destroy the virus from remote. You can do it from the dongle up there. And I think those are the 4 methods that you can use. There will probably be others that I am not aware of, but those are the ones which are related to the challenges and mission stories that I've done in the past. Let's get out of here. Die by the sword for completing Sapienza. It's about 5.5 levels, so it should take me up to about level 7. Or more. We can start or hide something in the garage and the ruins, which we didn't look at. I'll never use that. Maybe. Definitely yes. Definitely yes as well.
Ether Security's in the dark about the incident. A few at the company knew about the virus. Not even the board. Must have been someone at the lab. I understand. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Boss is unhappy. I followed you from Italy. I guess when you're invisible, you stop looking over your shoulder.
You did this.
Iago exposed you. ICA did the heavy lifting. I just pulled some strings.
Yeah, your mind. How do you expect...
I play dirty. That's how you defeat a stronger opponent. You strike from behind. Now give me the key.
You have a family? Trust me, if there's a weakness, Providence will find it.
I'll take my chances. The key.
Fine. Won't do you much good.
funny. Cobb said the same thing. Thank you, messenger.
Don't. I just killed you.
Then we're even.
I'll rewatch that a couple of days from now and talk about that further. But for now, let's replay the mission. I'll do a Silent Assassin suit-only run. We'll see how much time we've got left after that, and maybe do an escalation or two, or just start working on some more challenges. Because there's a lot to do. Okay, Silent Assassin suit only. What do I need? I need a gun. Coins are very helpful. Lockpick is very helpful, I believe. And I'm going to put the fiber wire in the basement. And unlike last time, I'm definitely going to use the fiber wire. And I'm also playing on Master Difficulty because honestly, SASO on anything except Master Difficulty is, in my opinion, not worth talking about. It's just dumb if you've got unlimited saves to do it. While you're figuring it out, yes, it's good, but if you are doing it for reals, it should be on Master Difficulty, in my opinion. And I really do want IOI to patch in the Master Challenges again. But who knows whether that's actually going to happen or not.
Sapienza 47.
Okay, first things first, we need to make our way to the mansion basement, the cafe basement, and grab our fiber wire. I thought there was actually a guy that you could follow into this entrance, but not to be. Okay, now we need to make our way up the very long staircase with one security camera in view. And that security camera is, I think, the only reason I've actually brought the gun. And it spotted me, but it hasn't called in an alarm yet. Now it has. Okay, that's no good. That's no good. Do I have to use the backup entrance? Which is climb up the pipe, out the window again, and then up to the hippie's place. No, the chef or whoever he is isn't around. I was definitely not imagining that when I played it in the past. There used to be someone here who could just follow straight inside. You didn't have to lockpick the door. Okay, so let's go up here. Through this door. Across this room, through there, and then up. And then up 2 levels. And that's interesting. I can hang here and I'm totally fine, but if I hang just there, I am trespassing. I really don't want to disturb him. He's just, you know, doing what he does. So let's get rid of you, and in turn get rid of the security footage. I will hide your body because I expect to get trolled later on. So in essence, what that has done is it has taken out all of the security cameras on the level, which is very important. We'll make our way back down to ground level and exit before anyone finds us trespassing. Now what we need to do is pay a visit to the church. And there is a certain ether scientist there who has a certain dongle which I need. Specifically, the morgue next to the church.
Down here to examine a body on ice. That's like a 2-hour drive. And when I get here, they tell me I don't have.
I would love to chat, but I can't. I'm on a timer.
Quite busy.
You have the key. I can unlock this door legitimately, and I need to hide your body. Is she coming in here already? I thought I could hide there. Why can't I hide there? Have they changed this? I thought I could hide in the room with her. No, for reals, I genuinely thought I could hide on this slab here. Anyway, story is, this is someone's husbando, and his waifu is going to come in and grieve a little bit, and what I need to do to her is make her sleep a little bit and dump her body, grab her dongle, and then I can get on with the rest of the mission. At the moment, I am just watching the radar at all of the little white dots, wondering who this lady is and where she is, why she is not coming in. She is heavily guarded, so I need to be careful. That's her. Okay, I cannot follow her out through that door. I believe that is a trespass zone. So I will use the back entrance into the morgue. I would love to be able to hear that conversation, but it's not safe. So she comes in now, she passes through the first room where I was laying down.
Room secure.
Believe me, Bernard.
Ma'am.
You're dead. And you still look stressed out. So, now I have you to feel guilty.
Again, I would love to listen to the conversation, but I cannot save. There are no autosaves. I can't take any risks. So you drop the
Entering the
keycard
ether lab requires a key card and a uniform.
and also a dongle. And that thing is going to come in very handy.
It seems both are within reach.
So we can get down to the lab and we can destroy the virus relatively easily. What we need to do now, though, is bump off both of our targets. And we're going to do both with the fiber wire.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
The magic! You can't believe your eyes, can you? No, look at him. He's drooling. He doesn't know what has happened. Okay, the hat is there if you want to put the money in my hat. It's okay.
I think I'd be better off putting a coin in a fountain and making a wish.
Rocco! Get down here this minute! You can't be late for your first day!
Relax. It's all good.
Spoiler alert, he's going to be late. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to traverse through the kitchen. I wanted to avoid the kitchen because it's a pain in the bum and it's a workaround, but trying to go the above ground route, there are 2 guards there and there's nothing that I can do about them. So I have to go this way. I'm not going to actually make my way up into the kitchen proper. I'm going to go... Okay, where does this lead? That leads out onto the balcony. That was the back entrance that I was thinking about. That one right there. That's depressing. So we're in here now, which is the basement. And we're going to make our way through the wine cellar to the back door leading down. You two are yakking, and I can probably pull one of you. Maybe? There are a lot of people down here, and if I can eliminate 1 or 2, that would be great.
Hello? Hello? Weird.
Perfect. So in the cellar, we're looking to make our way out to the right and then up the set of stairs directly ahead. You saw nothing, bro. Although maybe I can capture you if I do that. Jump over here and then nab you as you are facing the wall. There we go. Gotcha. Right next to a conveniently placed coffin. And you've dropped a mansion keycard. Not useful, but, you know, nice to have. Whoop. Whoop. That was close. That was much closer than I thought it would be. I should not have made that. Okay, next goal. We've got the... I called it the guest house / observatory just to our left. I need to get inside there. Preferably without this guard directly in front of me. Or the two guards, one there, the female, and one there, the male, getting in my way and spotting me. We're in. Now, what I want to do is have a quick look upstairs and make sure the area is safe. There is at least 2 guards up here. And I really need to make both of those guards go to sleep. Where can I hide the bodies? I did see another coffin as I was making my way out of this area. It's right there. It's right in front of me. Good. Okay, let's deal with this guy first.
Thumbs up.
The gun may come in handy later, so I'll hang on to it. Are you going to spot me? You probably are. I'll just wait a moment for you to go back outside. Yep, there we go. And we'll put your body in here. Hopefully he won't spot me. Perfect.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, so this is actually another mission story. It involves grabbing this, again, foreign piece of technology from God knows how long ago. If you don't know what it is, you shouldn't be watching. And placing it in the device that can actually read it. But before I do, I want to take... Yep, there's another guard patrolling downstairs. I do not want you around. Can I grab you by doing this?
What? Man, thought I heard something. Checking it out.
I may not be on the correct Z level to make this work. Because there's not going to be a subdue option unless I am... Yep, there we go. If you are not on the same Z-axis, which is to say if you are above or below him, the subdue command may not appear. It may be replaced by punch, which is awful. It will basically blow Silent Assassin right there and then. Mike? Yeah, Mike. Hello there. So there, I think that's... I could try and get 1 or 2 more, and I could have sworn that on Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 there were more guards down here. But, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to place this old piece of technology into this old piece of technology. And now I'm going to hide. Yeah, this particular run I'm going for Silent Assassin suit only. So he's eventually going to, Silvio is eventually going to come into this room, look at the video, get all emotional, ask everyone to leave because that's what everyone does when we're doing a mission story. And I'm going to take that moment to strike. Yeah, PS4, I don't have a PC that's capable of running this game.
Projector on.
Won't you hear me? Won't you see? Ritorna a me. I'm begging you, come back to me. Ritorna a me. I follow you, I'm watching you. Ritorna a me. Come back to me, or I will find 47 ways to make you mine.
47 ways to make you something. That's... I've never noticed that before.
There were candles burning when we cannot be disturbed. I see you lighting candles now as your feet pass those dirty hands on the table. I was red swine trained to his fill. Get rid of him, or I swear I will. Ritorna a me. I'm begging
Okay, let's use one of those methods.
I follow you, I'm watching you. Ritorna.
Target down. Next up, Francesca DeSantis.
Sounds like to make you beg, maybe. Not sure. Anyway, we need to get upstairs now because we need to go after our second target. And this was always a little bit iffy coming back into this door over here with this particular guard and also the one that is lurking in the entry hall right now. In about a minute or two, he's going to go back into the room and wonder, where did my boss go? And that should hopefully take care of him. But we just need to either be patient or use a lure if I'm getting impatient. Because he, unfortunately, is guarding the staircase. Tranquilizer glitch? No. I've never actually used the tranquilizer gun. I unlocked it on Haven Island on Hitman 2, but never actually used it. Okay, you are taking your time, so... Oh, no, there he goes. Okay, they're coming back into the room. They're going, where's our boss? Come on. I just don't want this guy to turn around and troll me. No, he's trolling me in an entirely different way. Okay. Let's move you into here. I'm probably not getting that coin back, but that's fine. When you say not detect the body after shooting them in the head, are you just assuming that's like an accident kill, or... I'm not sure what you mean. I haven't tested it out. I'll need to test it out when I unlock it eventually. Where did that other... Oh, God. I don't see where that other guy went. I have an awful feeling about this now. Yeah, I'll have to check it out when I get time. Okay, so how do I do the next part?
I put 47 spices in the pasta. It still tastes like ashes.
Dude, you are obsessed with the number 47. Get over it. Okay, it's this... No, it's not this outside balcony. Where do I need to go? I need to get up onto this roof. Okay, so we're up onto the roof now, where I absolutely should not be allowed up here, but okay. There's a nice little ramp to help us traverse, and there is one guard up here. I don't recall why, but I don't like taking out that guard. I think something awful can happen if I take that guard out. Anyway, this is... I'm going to get spotted. This is going to take a while. Actually, I can just hide in here, can't I? Okay, she's not facing it. Good. Oh, God. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. So we're in an office of some sort where she is working with a bodyguard. She walks in here every now and then. Leaves every now and then. Part of her loop takes her into this area. And what's going to happen is she's going to use the computer right in front of me, and her bodyguard is going to inexplicably stare at the corner for about 10 seconds. And that is just enough time, and I do mean just enough time, to do the deed. I'm using the fibre wire to speed it up. I think without the fibre wire, you just don't have enough time to do it.
Okay, let's see what you're up to, Silvio. What's this? DNA samples.
Two targets down.
You saw
Now
nothing.
destroy the virus.
Is he actually leaving the room? No. The keycard drops, but I've already got the keycard from elsewhere, so no problem there. Now what I need to do is retrace my steps and make my way down to the lab. That there is something that I'll use many missions from now. Unfortunately, this isn't a method I developed. I saw it online somewhere and it's burned into my memory. I think I've only done 2 Silent Assassin suit-onlys legitimately, which were New York and Haven Island. I'm pretty happy about the New York one, but honestly, it's not hard.
Ether's field lab. You made it. The virus prototype will be close by. Look for some type of quarantine unit.
Yeah, I reckon they've changed it in Hitman. Oh no, there's 2 guards here now. Paris, certainly they appear to change the difficulty of the master difficulty with the amount of guards around. And when I did this on normal, there was 1 guard up here. There are 2 guards here now, which is what I remember. So what I'm going to do here is drop my save, my one and only save, because this is probably going to need a few attempts, unfortunately. I have two goals. One is to get to the... yeah, link me to it whenever you can. I'll have a look at it after I've streamed. Two goals. One is to get up there where I can use the dongle to destroy the virus. And second is to get to the seaplane. Everyone in here is hostile and will spot me immediately. I have no idea how this is going to go. But I've done it before and I usually needed a few goes to get it. It's a pain in the bum. So the first one is just up these stairs. I will get rid of you. We'll insert the laptop into here, and that completely negates the need to go into the biolab.
All objectives complete. Now head towards an exit.
Yeah, if it's on a Hitman 3 level, I've not even started the Hitman 3 levels. I'll get to them one day, but they're a long way off. Yep, just like that. It's that easy to get spotted. I don't recall the exact routes to take through this. I don't know if there is an exact safe route to take through it. But I remember this part being a royal pain in the bum. And maybe, just maybe, I don't need to evacuate via the seaplane. Maybe I can retrace my steps and leave in a car. The other way that this might be possible would be to take out a lot more guards and hide some bodies, but honestly, I don't think it's worth the effort. Not with one save. What happened to my wrench? And just like that, I got spotted. So you can't actually subdue him where he is. You've got to either melee him or take him out a little bit away from the edge. Safely take him down and move his body into the container. And maybe another solution is to hide in the container until things calm the hell down. If things calm the hell down. I don't know if they actually do. But yeah, this is... the first half went well. This part, however... yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Ah, that's right, I picked up the wrench when I came around here. Yeah, that's one of the two guards that I walked past earlier. I have a vague recollection of taking both of those guards out. But unless there's a coffin there, I don't think it's safe, because doing this alerts every man and their dog.
All objectives complete. Now head towards an exit.
Let's just wait a few minutes. Yeah, so the wiki says with the tranquilizer gun, I've just lost the window because it's loading stuff. Even if anyone sedated with the tranquilizer is found, the nobody's found points bonus is retained, and it does also not break Silent Assassin. So you could inject someone with a sedative syringe and put them to sleep, but if you shoot them with a tranquilizer, it doesn't. I thought the Calmer was the tranquilizer. One sec. Yeah, the Calmer is a tranquilizer. Because I know that, I'm pretty sure I've tried sedating people with poison needles, or whatever they are, syringes, and that always ends badly. And it's like, well, what is the point of using a sedative? But if that works, that's actually quite depressing. I do not trust myself with that seaplane. I'm going to go the long way, if I can. These dudes have all calmed down. That's a very good sign. There is a coffin up here. Yeah, I vaguely recall taking those two dudes out and then making my save. But that's always fraught with danger. Yeah, this isn't a fancy way of doing this. It's very inelegant, given that the exit is right there. But it's probably much safer than risking the seaplane. Gonna go in here. Gonna go back underground. Okay, I will sacrifice a coin here if I have to, because this guy almost spotted me when I went through here previously. Can I throw it? No, I can't get the range. We're good. Okay, we need to make our way through the area under the kitchen. I am terrified of you. You are basically the last person who can stop me from getting SASO. We good? Not much in the way of XP there, but it had to be done for SASO. And again, I know there is I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it would take less than a minute to do that mission, which involves shooting walls and distracting people, but I'm not a speedrunner of this game and I'm not interested yet. Audio distraction, I don't see why that's useful. Coins are just as good. I've never really used pyrotechnics or explosives. That there is very useful to get a good start and to do a lot of challenges. That there is also good if you want to electrocute someone. Yeah. So that's 2 runs done, and we've got a long way to go. And the other part that I'm going to struggle with is some of these challenges don't actually apply to the 2 targets in this mission. As far as I know, there is no way to get Silvio or Francesca into the church. We can definitely do this one. That one's a fun one, but I want to get a decent sniper rifle first. So these ones are specifically for the mission. But then you see something like... how do I unlock that? I thought I actually unlocked that. I thought it was just a case of you just lie on that thing and it unlocks, but it didn't happen. Where is it? Yeah, push a target into the wishing well. You can't get that on the main mission. You'd have to create your own contract or customize your own contract to do that. I've never actually done that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've got a whole lot of mission stories. Silvio's evacuation is a very strange one. You need to do something very... I don't even know why he evacuates. Is there another priest uniform downstairs in the church? Hide Francesca and the golf coach in the same closet. That's just wrong. Disguise yourself as a scientist while inside the morgue. Do the triangle. I don't recall exactly how to do it immediately off the top of my head, whether it's just the mission story or something else. What I can try it if you like. Let's go replan. We will start as a gardener. I don't think anything here will be terribly useful, but, you know. Just drop it back down to professional, because I really only play master when going for SASO. There's no other point otherwise, and you could equally argue there's no point in playing master for SASO either, because there's no reward for it. I really, being in this location right now, I think I have to do the golf ball. We'll sort out the golf coach and his waifu first, but I think I have to do the golf ball. I'm obligated to do the golf ball. But in the meantime, I will need to blend in a little bit longer because you can spot me. I never noticed that he actually aims in the direction of the ruins. I wonder if that means something. I don't know. Didn't know it was an unlock, but if the explosive golf ball is an unlock, I question exactly where you can use it. It seems very situational, unless you can drop it and shoot it maybe. Yeah. I mean, I know it's in the ICA safe house, so I'll go and grab that shortly, but...
Francesca likes them. Still, Vargas. Wooden calls. The one who doesn't answer.
Oh yeah, that would work throwing it.
Francesca. I know. I'm not the one who calls. I did say that, but, hey, the guy can change. So, did you get my message? Music to my ears. We'll meet up in your room, okay? I'll call you as soon as Caruso lets me off the hook. He's unusually patient today. No, please. Surprise me. Ciao, Bella.
I don't think, if I recall correctly, I don't think it's as simple as just stealing his uniform and...
Still got it.
I mean, I know you can poison the water there and that's going to bring him into the area, but I thought there was something else that you could do. This is a trespass, isn't it? Yeah. Romantic notes.
Francesca DeSantis is evidently having an affair with Caruso's golf coach, Roberto Vargas. A notorious ladies' man, Vargas has turned DeSantis' bedroom into a candlelit love nest and plans to call on her after his golf lesson with Caruso. Well, she should know better than to mix business with pleasure.
We all should, Diana. We all should. Okay, so disguise myself as the golf coach. That means I need to find some rat poison. And although I haven't looked there in quite some time, I imagine there is going to be some in the gardener's shed.
Especially around the lab entrance.
That's because Caruso's creating a monster.
Wait, really?
Oh, you schmuck. I don't know. Getting close to a breakthrough or something.
This is all just Ether being paranoid. Big corporations like that.
How much like working with armed guards?
There we go. And I also need to make my way down into the basements so that I can go to the garage. Man, I had no idea the virus was directly, like the biolab is directly below the garage. They've done a really amazing job designing these levels. The verticality, as I would call it. Lethal poison. And while I was there, I should have also grabbed the other toy. I'll do that now. Silence is good because of its utility and whatnot. I do like the 5mm because you can just carry that through frisk zones and you can do some creative things with that. The shotguns are always nice. Apart from that, I haven't really played with any of the exotic weapons yet. It's polite to ring before you go inside. Okay, where is this golf ball? A golf ball that detonates upon contact. I tell you what, let me tell you, it would make golf a hell of a lot more exciting to watch.
Do you use organic fertilizer, mister?
Excuse me, I have to search.
Okay, you want to frisk me, so what I will do...
Someone that useless. It's a mystery. No, I'm always dating men who are like my brother. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Hey ma'am, I left my security card inside. Can you let me in, please? Thank you.
There was a dead rat under my bunk this morning. Oh, good.
Okay, let's go take care of the golf coach. And I just want to confirm, it was definitely closet, wasn't it? Hide them in the same closet.
Keep moving, sir. So our prime.
Okay, you're over there, so let's do this while no one is looking. I mean, you were looking, but you're blind, so, you know. I'm pretty sure he comes inside into the bedroom to vomit. If he goes somewhere else, I'm going to be very upset.
Definitely below par. What is the metal taste, I wonder? Oh, God, this is awful.
You gotta be.
So we can't hide him in there. We've actually got to hide him in... Uh-oh, where am I? No, he's going to turn left, isn't he? Yep, there we go. That's the closet. That's the closet where they're going to do the deed. We'll disguise ourselves as Roberto Vargas. One half of the triangle just popped up, which is very strange. I thought a triangle had 3 parts. We need to call her. Did he drop a phone? He did.
It's me.
Roberto, Silvio let you off early?
I want us to meet. Your room.
I should say no.
But you won't. See you soon.
Okay, I don't drink champagne, so let's just poison that and...
Nicely done, 47.
Wait.
DeSantis will be here shortly. I suggest you get in the mood.
I don't know. 3 bouquets of flowers. Nice image displaying. Darkened room. I don't know. I feel you could do a little bit more to this place, to be honest. So she's actually an enforcer of this disguise, which is hilarious. She should be able to see...
Candles, my favorite. You are impossible, Roberto. Look, don't talk. Just listen for a second. I like you, Roberto. You're a lot of fun, and I could even see this under the right circumstances. The situation, it's complicated. You see, Ether, the company I work for, they didn't just send me here to assist Caruso. They sent me here to spy on him. They fear he is becoming a liability.
Spying on him for mutual employer. Ether clearly doesn't trust him when it comes to ownership of the virus. DeSantis has been instructed to keep an eye and potentially decommission him. That's an interesting word.
A threat, even. And from what I have seen so far, I think they might be right. This could be dangerous, and I thought you deserved to know. So, well, now you know. Now, my bosses, they say you are a distraction, and they want me to break it off. So, I don't know. I feel so... Oh, my God. The champagne. Roberto, how could you...
Target down. Next up, Silvio Caruso.
I actually like the way some of the poison kills have unique dialogue like that. That's a very nice touch. Alright, so 1 dead person and 1 alive person in a closet. In hindsight, I really should have killed him as well. That would be far, far less inappropriate. Let's help you out with your golf. Get her to kill him. Is it possible to get them to kill each other? I don't think it is it? The only place where I've seen that is Sniper Assassin in Siberia, or wherever the frozen north is. Yeah, I don't think it's possible off the top of my head. If it was, that would be the best, though. Alright, show me your swing, sir. Blow that right out of the park. Nicely done. You should do that again. Yeah, I agree. You did a pretty good job on that. You're pumping yourself up. Good. Yeah, that ball looks interesting. I think that one's got better flight dynamics to it. You'll hit that and it will just go flying through the air.
Okay, move in. Stay on your toes. Copy.
2 targets down. Now destroy the virus.
What the hell was that? Gotcha.
Man, look at the damage that's done to the lawn.
Nothing to report from my current location. Over.
That's going to take so long to fix.
Roger, Wilco.
Awful. Just awful. Anyway, that's done. So what I might do is I might... How many other ways can I destroy the virus? There's the mission story. I'll look at the mission story one where I've got to tinker with something outside the hazardous unit.
Ether's field lab. You made it. The virus prototype will be close by. Look for some type of quarantine unit.
Oops. Nobody heard or saw that. It's the 2 scientists directly ahead of me, standing in front of the device.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Right. Well, this is the control panel for the air purification system. We're at a critical stage of development, and we keep the central lab perpetually doused in chemicals.
In case of an outbreak.
Yes. We use a unique compound that breaks down the protein coating, which protects the virus, effectively killing it by damaging its DNA and RNA, so it neither infects cells nor replicates within the cells.
Belts and suspenders, huh?
You better believe it. In its natural state, the prototype could infect and kill everyone inside this lab in a matter of minutes. The most ferocious organism you've ever seen. Now all we have to do is tame it. Anyway, the air purification system clears the toxin, so you can enter without a hazmat suit. Just don't do it unless you're in a hurry.
Thank you. Duly noted.
Man, you two are standing really close.
In case of an accident, the central lab unit is kept perpetually doused in chemicals to stop the virus prototype from spreading. Entering without a hazmat suit is sure to be lethal. The air purification system is able to clear the toxin, but the controls are only operated by senior lab personnel.
This one I don't remember. Or did I do it on the previous run and I haven't realised? Yeah, I've seen the emetic gun. You get that, or we can get it on Hitman 2 on Haven Island. Didn't know about a lethal poison gun though. I just need to hijack a scientist. You'll do.
Entering the ether lab requires a key card and a uniform. Luckily, it seems both are within reach.
Just gonna drop that shotgun. I'm not going to bother deleting the footage. There's no point. Ah, there's another security camera down here. I did not realize that. The normal gun is a lethal poison gun. Yeah, about that. Normally they can tell that the hole in the body is different from a syringe hole. I didn't actually realize there was a third camera down here. That's actually very interesting. Because it means I can just do that. Yeah, that changes a few things actually. Yeah, I'm not picking up that gun. Someone else can deal with it. I'll just wait for you to pass through and then I will grab a hazmat suit. Enter the biolab. And this is what I did last time, and if it's just a case of ticking off the same story, I'm going to be very upset. Because I thought there was a way you could destroy the virus from that console.
You're all set, 47. Time to kill the competition.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, I'll destroy it via another method then, and I'll need to do this same method a few more times because Francesca can be killed in a unique way with this method as well. I need to get past you. Come on, turn around. Look at those little rats. Look at them, they're so cute. Turn around, you troll. Man, 47 does actually look like a legitimate scientist when he's dressed up like that. Why is she not turning around? She has like a full-on patrol pattern in this room, and she's not abiding by it. Yeah, I know. It's all good. I just don't want her spotting me and then alerting every single person around the place while I'm trying to do the final step.
Sorry, sir. Could you leave us alone?
Where do I need to be positioned? Yep, so somewhere around here. I just need to hide around there, and there is a stalactite which I can shoot. And by coincidence, that lands exactly where the virus is located.
Head towards an exit.
I could have absolutely sworn that you could destroy the virus from this console somehow. It was just somewhat difficult to do so. 2.5 levels. That should get me to level 14. Clean ICA assassin. Did you see what I did to that lawn though? Alright, let's have a look. I've been streaming for about 2.5 hours and I'm starting to get pretty tired, so what I might do is I might try this one very quickly. I've never actually tried this one. This is new. Replan. I'm not exactly sure where to find a lead pipe. We shall see. Gardener will work. And then I'll probably call it quits. I may stream tomorrow or Sunday. I'll definitely stream one of those 2 days. I do need to catch up with some people on the weekend, so timing is going to be very weird, unfortunately. Can I get out of here quickly? Yes, I can. So I believe the green plumber, or the number 2 plumber, as he is occasionally referred to, is this guy here? Or is this just gardener? That's a lead pipe and that's very useful. Are you just a gardener? No, you are the green plumber. Okay. Now I need to find 10 random people and pick them off. Like Batman. Or a child molester. Or something. I don't know. That's a trespass. Where can I go? I've never played as the plumber before, really, so I have no idea where I can actually go, and whether or not getting spotted trespassing is going to blow 10 kills. I'm not trespassing outside the front of the mansion.
To work inside, you know, like where it's clean. But after I accidentally turned that old antique record player on,
this is part of our story.
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I have never seen Mr. Caruso so out of it.
So you got demoted, huh?
Well, I wouldn't call it that. Let's say I'm on indefinite probation, but I can work my way up again.
You must have done more than just turn on a record player to be put on indefinite probation.
No, I was just dusting, and my elbow must have... Anyway, suddenly the record player starts playing, and Mr. Caruso comes charging in and just freaks. It was really confusing. I mean, I know he loved his mother. Everybody loves their mother, but... It was so embarrassing.
Look, you're a loyal servant. Mr. Caruso should be happy to have you on his staff.
Well, thank you.
You might also want to ask what he did to his mother, but, you know, touchy subject. There's a coffin over there and a coffin here. I've never noticed that. What can I do here? Do not get spotted. There's a couple of people in the town hall that I can nab. I can probably do these people.
Find another spot, buddy. This is taken, okay? Whoa, occupied, okay?
Come on, hustle up. Go, go. Roger.
I'll load. I have no idea if doing that blows everything moving forward or what. Or whether you can pacify 5, get spotted, and then pacify another 10, and that's okay. I have no idea. I'll just do one, I'll call it Silent Assassin Run, pacifying 10 people, and we'll go from there. We'll call it quits, and I'll have a look and decide what I want to do tomorrow, and yeah, or Sunday. I might as well start in the town hall. There's a few people there that I know that I can safely get.
Hey, you.
Ah, game's trolling me now.
I'm getting the guards. You're toast. Aren't you supposed to be
I
on
left.
duty?
I left the trespass zone. That should be fine. Alright, if I take someone out, if it shows up as 1 of 10 on the right hand side, I'm probably okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm okay. That sucks. So you've got to do a, I'll call it like a clean run of 10 pacifications without being spotted. I can do it, it's just a case of being patient. Okay, let's try that again. There we go, 1 of 10. So I definitely have to do this without getting spotted at any point. No, she didn't hear that. So there is a camera up there. I can't go up there without being spotted. I need to use my workaround. That is the wrong door. Hopefully I'm not in a trespass zone. I'm not. That's good. I'm just going to make a save because I think it's fine, but I want to check if throwing the pipe is going to break anything. I can't imagine it will, but I would like to test. Two of 10, that's totally fine. That's 3. And there is a chef or someone who lurks in the stairwell downstairs. I'll try and grab them for number 4. Just put your body in a safe place. I don't think it will be found, but I've been trolled before. Okay, where else can we find lone targets who just need to be alone with themselves for a bit? I don't remember that room at all. I think I can knock him out and no one will find him.
Oh, please. Like, you want to wait on that weirdo Caruso for the rest of your life? Come on, you gotta think big, sis. This, man. All this here is just temporary.
Hey, show some respect. That weirdo is our boss and pays the rent. So get your act together, help out with lunch, or that weirdo will kick you out the door before you know it.
Okay. Just don't get it. I'll be right there.
I don't even know why I bother. Okay, better get back to work.
You're going to make me throw a coin, aren't you? I didn't want to close the door, but okay. That's 5. Now there's some apartments down here which I haven't explored yet. But I do know there are some bodyguards on some of the other missions hiding inside them, so that might be a good area to find some random stragglers. And just looking at that, that is not a promising sign. Yeah, some of the elusives and some of the bonus missions, landslide in particular. I think it is landslide. These rooms are filled with guards. That doesn't help me this time, though. Oh, here we go, maybe. Definitely not. The dude in the fashion shop, I can probably take him out. You two are facing me, so I can't unlock that door.
Twice, actually. Twice.
You are facing me. This is the way to go. Just need to find a slightly better place for your body. Where else? Where else? Where else? There's no one else here, is it? It's just this one guy. Yeah, this way leads nowhere. The toilets. There might be a coffin or two that I can use around here.
Maintenance, all right.
You seem like prime target, but there's nowhere I can easily hide your body. I have to drag it over a great distance. This is the sewer system. There will definitely be a couple down here. And this is probably good. I can probably get my quota down here, I reckon. Specifically, this room is the catacombs. Is there another security system to the right in here? I recall there being one on an elusive target, which I may or may not have gotten to there. There's 4 security systems. I did not know that. That really opens up the possibility, or the possibilities for this level, for running it, because normally I go through that town hall every time, and I disable the security in there. Hey, it's the red plumber. And he counts. He counts as a pacification for the purpose of what I'm doing. Can I hide his body anywhere? It doesn't look like it. So this is bad. I actually thought there were more than one person down here. And yes, Sapienza's beaches are an absolutely lovely place. And then you see this little... it's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought this place would be strewn with rubbish. You are a problem. I don't like you. Otherwise, I would take this guy out in a heartbeat. Let me just save before I screw up completely. He's going to spot me. 100%. He's going to spot me. He didn't. Wow. Okay, you know what? We've only got 2 more to go, so If I can just knock out 2 more, that's it. Requiescat in pace. Rest in peace. And that should do it. So one thing I want to check is there a priest uniform downstairs? If not, then I think it may be in the apartments area that I was passing through earlier. Ah, there is. Yes, okay. That there is a challenge completed. You have to become the priest without actually killing the priest, so that involves finding a uniform. And I won't do it tonight, but just something to bear in mind. There's a bunch of crocodiles around this level. It also forms part of the Haven Island Easter egg. And I need to shoot them all. Like so. And it's not displaying a counter, so I'm wondering if that... if I'm hallucinating that, or... No. Okay, that didn't count. Why didn't that count? Okay, there we go. 1 of 6. I was going to say maybe it was an alligator instead of a crocodile, but, you know. Anyway, I'm calling it quits for here because it's way past my bedtime. Let's just hop out of the level and I will have a quick look to see what's up next. Okay, so Paris is done, as much as I can anyway. Actually, no, that's not true. I've got 3 more to do there and 2 more discoveries, but those have been discussed at length. I think they're pretty easy apart from the explosion challenge, but, you know. Sapienza, I have barely started. I'm at 37 of 178. And many of those missions, many of those challenges were also coming from the bonus missions. The Icon and Landslide, which I have done. I don't think I've 100%ed those in the past. I have never played Patient Zero. Ever. So, what I am probably going to do is... tomorrow I'll start looking at the escalations, and then I will start knocking off some more challenges on the main mission of World of Tomorrow. The mission stories, maybe. These ones, I was thinking about these at work today. The assassinations that you have to do inside the mansion, I'm not very familiar with. There's this one, and I think there is also taking out both with a propane tank. That one's just nasty, honestly. It would have been so much more merciful to just break his neck. Yeah, assassinate both Silvio and Francesca with a single propane tank. I don't remember how to get them both in the same room. Unless it's maybe related to the mission story where you open the safe. I don't know. But there's a lot of things to do. Francesca, we've confirmed that we can kill her with lethal poison, so this involves using rat poison instead. The food, that's an easy one. Pushing him off a cliff, that is also related to the food. There's stalactite. That is related to taking out the virus with the stalactite, or taking out the virus at all. What you do is you take out the virus before you kill her. She comes down to take a visit, and you shoot that at an opportune time. What else is there? Electricity, that's easy. Fireplace explosion, I do not recall how to do that one at all. Antique cannon is a pain in the ass. That one we could have done, but we didn't. Ooh, that one I'm not sure about. Anyway, I will be back either tomorrow or Sunday to knock out a few of these challenges. The streaming time will be different. It'll possibly be 12 hours from now, rather than at night my time. But we'll see. And yeah, there's so much stuff to do here. I'm just going to grind it out. I'll probably spend three days on this, maybe 4 days, before moving on to Marrakesh. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll be back soon.